Hey everyone, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Jen here in the house. So I had a request for a video and somebody was wanting to see my eyeshadow palette collection. So strap your boots on, get you a blanket, grab you a snack, get you a little drinkity drink, and buckle up your seatbelt because we're about to look at my entire eyeshadow collection. This is my eyeshadow palette collection, and I hope you love it. If you don't have some of these, if you do have some of these, maybe it'll help you decide if you want to go ahead and get them. If not, just for knowing what's out there. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so I was like, I don't really know how to do it, like how to go about it. Should I go around my bathroom and like show all my palettes? Sorry, I don't know if maybe without that it's better, so we're gonna try it this time. Okay, here we go. First, I got all of my palettes that I have like in my drawers, right up on my bathroom counter, readily available to me, that I use the most. So that's what we're going to check out first. The first one that I have is a Pat McGrath, naturally. I don't know the name of this. Oh, yeah, I do. Mothership Sublime Bronze Temptation eyeshadow palette. This is the 6-pan, so this is like a mini version. First of all, here's the package. And it comes with a full-size mirror, and then there are the 6 shadows. And they're very duochrome-y and awesome. This one right here is like a bronzy red fabuloso kind of color. This is the one that I'm most drawn to in this palette. So it's kind of like a, I know it's like brown, and then it's like red, and then it's almost like a gold color too. So it's very multi-dimensional. It's not like the special glitters that are in some of her other palettes, which I only have 2, this mini and then the one large one. So I'll go ahead and get the one large one. This is the Pat McGrath Mothership 5 palette. And of course, this is the packaging that it has. And I got this one for my birthday from my partner. I love the mirror. I know you're going to be able to see here for a second, but I want to show it to you because it's so fabulous. And then these are the colors here in this one. So this glitter one up top almost looks green. It looks purple. It looks red. And sometimes blue, as you can see there. Just a fabulous, fabulous color. And so that is a different glitter shadow from the one that's up top. I thoroughly enjoy this formula. Excuse me. I don't reach for these palettes quite enough, and that is the color that I just swatched on my hand. This is like a white with a gold. And then this is also a different glitter, and then this is a different shimmer. So there's like 4 different formulas in one palette, and you can do a ton of stuff with them. Very luxurious. You're paying for the experience and the formula. Wonderful. Okay, the next thing is the Aspen Ovar Tarte collaboration. Mel Thompson is the one who raved about this. It was sold out everywhere I went. It's got the highlighter, it's got the blush, which is fabulous, and then it's just got, you know, a 9-pan palette with very neutral colors. I actually don't grab for this a lot. I actually found this on the Facebook market because it was sold out everywhere else, and got it and used it for a while, and now I don't really reach for it, but I love it, and it was limited edition, so of course. But I do like the blush in there. Next is the Moroccan Spice by Fenty Beauty. I had this one out. I'm trying to do like a shop my stash without doing a video shop my stash. I just like to use what I already have because I have quite a few eyeshadow palettes. But this one, there we go, finally got it adjusted right, is really pretty. I like the shimmers, and I really like this side of the palette. I don't so much use these colors in the palette. I've swatched it a lot trying to figure out if it's like a green I would like to use or not. But I've had it out trying to shop my stash, so that's why that one's out. Next up, Natasha Denona. This is my favorite eyeshadow formula next to Jeffree Star and the ABH, and then it would be Urban Decay and Lunar Beauty. So this is the Sunrise palette. It's super, super pretty. It's actually a reduced size palette from her normal size palettes. So let's see. This is a normal size palette, and this is her reduced one for the Sunrise. So it's not much smaller, and I think people are thinking that it really is. It's really not. This palette is fabulous. This color down here, Day Spring, and then this color right here, Laurel, are two of my favorites in this palette. So we'll just go ahead and swatch those for you. Just really pretty. That you can zhuzh them up, you can zhuzh them down, whatever you want to do. But they're just really pretty. I just really like her formula. Her mattes always perform wonderful, so I just really like this palette. I just do. If you've never tried Natasha Denona, this is her regular formula in her large palettes. Go get it. Go check it out. You'll be hooked like me. So let's just talk about Natasha Denona, since this is the next one we have up. Sorry, I can never figure out how I like my hair on camera. It's the struggle. This is the Tropic palette. I got this when it was half off, so I only paid $75 for it, which is only $10 more than the Sunrise. And this one normally retails for the $125, $129, something like that. But I did wait until it was half off at Sephora, so thank you, Sephora. I do like this palette. If you take this bottom row out here, you have a just completely neutral palette. I really like this color, as you can kind of tell, and then the yellow I like to reach for quite a lot. This Gusty color is another one of kind of like my favorites. As you can see it right there. Just really pretty. I like it. It's a very good everyday palette, and the colors kind of blend themselves, so that's always good. While we're here talking about it, let's just go through these. This is the Natasha Denona Camel palette. This one is pretty neutral in and of itself. And then the colors, I don't think any of these colors or any of the other palettes I have, but Cocoa is a reoccurring color that she has in several palettes. It's just a brown color, but it's really nice. Then we have the Natasha Denona Cranberry palette. This is supposed to be coming in a boxy charm, but in the new formula version, and Mel Thompson has a good review on that, an overview of the colors. I really like the shimmers in this palette, but the mattes don't add up to the normal matte formula. This kind of orangish red color is like my fave in the palette, to be honest. I've been really loving oranges at this moment, and so that one, it's up there on the list. Next, I have the Natasha Denona Mini Lila. So this is an even smaller palette. So that's the 5-pan, and then this is the 25. So 50 and 25. Mini Lila, I haven't really used that much, to be honest. When I first got it, I did. And I think I'm going to put this one out for Shop My Stash for next week. I think I'm really going to try to use this one. This purple color right here, the shimmer. Pretty. Like it. So I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to try to get some use out of it this week. I then have one more Natasha Denona Mini Nude. This is just a nude. I have some other full-size ones. This one I love. This is like what's in all the other large palettes. The formulas and everything. This kind of bronzy color here is my favorite. We'll just kind of go down the arm. The one at the bottom here. Love this color so much. Love it so much. Okay, then we have something I got with my, I turned in my points, got $100, spent it on this, the Burberry foundation, and then the Trio highlighter palette from Pat McGrath. I was so disappointed when I got this, like how small it was. So let's just look in comparison. Everybody knows what the Naked Reloaded palette looks like. So this eyeshadow palette is about the same price as this eyeshadow palette, but look at the size. Really, Charlotte Tilbury? You're that proud of your eyeshadows? 2 mattes, 1 shimmer, and 1 glitter. I relatively like the glitter. I'm not super impressed with this. If I could have taken this back and exchanged it for something else, I would have. But when you spend your points and get the money from Sephora, you can only exchange for like a different foundation color. You can't take anything back. So I'm stuck with it. Next we have the Urban Decay Naked Reloaded palette. I liked this because it was a new vibe. It's new packaging. It's no brush because I already have a ton. And then your base colors that you really use the most of are bigger than your other colors. In this palette, I really like the color Reputation. And then I really like this color Retro. Again, I'm super into like peaches and oranges right now. Yeah. Okay. Next we have a recommendation from Mel Thompson. This is the Kevin Aquan Nude Pop Palette. This was also a limited edition. For me, full-size mirror again, this is more of like a purple palette. Kind of reminds me of the new nudes, but it works well. This color here reminds me of the Paint Pot by Tarte, which I love those. But that's right here. Really pretty. I really like the formula of that. I do like this. It's just that I feel like it's more purple than it is nude. You know what I mean? Those are just my thoughts. Okay. Next, we have Tarte Adeline Morin. This was a collaboration that she did with Tarte. Girl Power. You have a blush, you have a highlighter, and you have another 9-pan palette. This color story is one that I am obsessed with. I wish the blush would have been closer to maybe this color instead of this color because I feel like it doesn't go with what's going on. However, by itself, I really do like. I think this was a limited edition item as well, so I don't know if you can get it anymore. Next is the ABH Jackie Aina palette. Love the packaging. I love the brushes that come with this. I love the color story. Everything about it. I don't know if it's limited edition, but if it is, get your hands on it. Next is the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette. When I got these, I went ahead and got the Duo. I like this palette. I've used every color in here except for the green shades and then this dark blue shade. I use this one whenever I'm using like the pinks in the palette and the reds, and it makes a purple color. So even though you think you only have a purple shimmer, you can actually mix this with this and make a purple. Been loving it. All right. Next is Lunar Beauty Strawberry Dreams. Now let me know if you want to see a tutorial with this. You can buy this in Sephora now. So here's the palette. These eyeshadows are literally like the Natasha Denona formula. They blend themselves. They're beautiful, they're super opaque and pigmented, and I love them. I want more of Manny MUA stuff. Fabulous. Natasha Denona Sunset palette. This is the first one that I bought that had this plastic thing with the names in it. I'm not a big fan of this. So this is the palette here. I love this palette. Fall's coming, but this is a very good everyday. Take the yellow, take the red out, and you've just got a very, very everyday, normal, neutral palette. Obsessed. Next is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. I finally broke down and got this palette. No mirror. Oh my goodness. But, as you can see, it'll take forever to go through this eyeshadow palette. It's very good neutrals. It's got some nice greens in here and then a pop of blue and purple. But if you take this corner out, again, just a nice neutral palette. Alright, moving on. Then we have the Violet Voss Flamingo palette. I was obsessed with this color whenever I got this. It's called Surf. And this is a beautiful, colorful palette, but the Surf is like a blue-green, kind of gold shift to it. It reminds me of one of the Natasha Denona singles. It's really close, but it's not a match. And of course you can do natural, fun, pumped up, summertime, springtime, wintertime, whatever time looks with the Violet Voss palette. Next is the Jeffree Star Alien. So I'm kind of obsessed with Jeffree Star, but not just Jeffree Star. I think in general is a really good formula, but I have an Urban Decay eyeliner called Stash that I love to wear, and it goes great with some of these greens and grays. There's some purples, deep purples, blacks that are in here, and I quite like it. This top one here is one of my favorites. This is very close to the color of the eyeliner that I like to wear. It's just a little bit deeper the eyeliner is, and so for that, I jump at it. This one is bulky. I don't really like the eyes on it. It's a nice, cute concept, but it's just really difficult to store. Next, I have all of my unique eyeshadows, which I'm not going to tip this up very much because some of them I have broken. And then in the very top row here, I have, well, here, I have some ColourPop ones. But this one right here, Fevrant, is my favorite. And then I have this palette here that I broke down, which I wish I hadn't now, that went together. It was the 2 years ago Valentine's Day. And I love these. This one right here is a staple. I wear it all the time. I love the mattes from Unique. They wear well, they blend well, they last a hella long time. Next, which is normally just on display, is the Morphe X James Charles palette. I know there's a lot of controversy going on right now with Wet n Wild, and I don't care. I used this for a tutorial, and I used it one other time, and then I don't really reach for it. I don't like the way that these eyeshadows blend, and I feel like I shouldn't have to do a bunch of extra work just to put on eyeshadow when I have so many formulas that are so much easier. But it is really pretty, and I like to have it on display in my bathroom. Next is the ColourPop Main Squeeze palette. This is such a cute palette. This color right here, Juicy Fruit, is like the fave. It's almost like an orangey red with a little bit of gold to the back, kind of like a bronze sometimes too, and I just love it. I like this red colors. It doesn't make you look like you have like a bleeding eye. They're almost kind of strawberry too, so love it. $12 too. I mean, come on. Next, we have the Mini Breaker by Jeffree Star. I haven't really dubbed into this one very much. I've used the shimmers here, but two of the colors that are in here are in the larger palette, so it just makes sense to reach for the big one. Hang on. Oh, so yeah, it just makes sense to reach for the big one, but I do like this. Next, we have another Natasha Denona. This is the Biba palette. This is an all-neutral palette. I'm not going to tip this one up because I've had two that have fallen out. This one and another one. There's two formulas in here. One that's kind of like a cream and one that's like just regular matte and shimmer. I love this palette. I wear this palette probably more than any of the other ones that I have because it is an everyday and because it's so easy to blend. Next, we have the Orangey Glad by ColourPop. This one is so much fun. I really like this color, and then this kind of shimmer glitter color. And I know a lot of people were complaining about having glitter in the palette, but I really like this for my inner corner when I wear this palette. If you can kind of, because it's so shimmery, so shiny. I just love it. Love it. Next is one that is a flop for me. I do have this listed on my Poshmark and in the Facebook Market. This is the Nubian 3 Coral palette by Juvia's Place. I don't like these eyeshadows. I don't like the way they blend. I don't like the way they wear. They're difficult to work with, and that's probably an unpopular opinion, but this is just a no-go for me. Next is the Milani eyeshadow palette. This is Earthy Elements, of course. I like the little brush in here. There's a shimmer formula and a matte formula, just an orangey sort of everyday color. These colors look really nice on hazel eyes, which is why I always pick them. Next is probably my favorite ColourPop palette that ever was. This is Sweet Talk. I like the aesthetic of this palette. I like the colors in this palette. And I don't know, I think the formula is different because it's so much better than ones in the past. I definitely recommend this if you do not have it. Again, $12 to $16 for an eyeshadow palette that's like up there with my high-end stuff. I can appreciate it. Then we have the Lit palette. I don't have the other one. I got this as an add-on through my Ipsy Glam bag. They have $3 and $12 add-ons, and so I added this on so that I could try it because I didn't want the blue one, but this is so good. I've worn it. Wears all day. Super good. Super good. Another ColourPop is California Love. This one looks like it's about to fall off. It's kind of cracked or whatever. If you guys want to see a makeup look with this, let me know. I like this. I like the formula. I like the pan shape. I just wish that it had a mirror. That's my thing. So I'm going to go grab another drawer to show you guys, and I'll be right back. Okay, next is one I'm really sad has 2 broken shadows in it. This is the Marc Jacobs Fantascence. I don't know, Fantasine. But I broke the brown, and then this one busted when I went to visit my partner when she was away working. I love this color story. I love this palette, and I wish it wasn't broke. I want another one, but they are kind of expensive. So the other Marc Jacobs palette I have is Glambition, of course. And of course the colors here. I do wear this one quite a lot. I like the maroon here. I will say my unique maroon is my favorite though. This is just very neutral, and then you have this nice black that has shimmers in it. And they're kind of like pink and gold. Really, really pretty when you want to like glam it up. Obviously it's called Glambition for a reason. And of course this always stains me. So, you gotta love that. Alright. Told you it was gonna be a long one. I have one and a huge other drawer to go through. So let's just get into it. Let's get going. I have the Avon True Color quad that I won from Steph's Beauty 05. I haven't got to use it yet, but I have it. I like the color story. I'm excited about it. Next, I have the Dose of Colors Desi X, or I Love Sarah E. Sorry. This one I thoroughly enjoy. I love the green. I love the black with the shimmer. I did like a halo eye with this once, and it looked really fabulous. I followed Mel Thompson's tutorial, and so check it out. I love this. I love the Dose of Colors formula. I'm never disappointed. So while we're talking about them, I know that BoxyCharm is going to be sending out a palette. I hope I either get Pretty Cool or Snow Angel because I have all of the rest. So here is Marvelous Mauves. They all come with this dual-ended brush. I do like the brush. I use one for my eyebrows. So this is the mauves, and it sort of builds in color from lightest to darkest. So you just do a nice ombre. And they are all matte though. So if you don't like that, you won't enjoy these. Sassy Siennas. They all have a nice color story. This is probably one of my favorites, obviously, because I love the orangey colors into the brown colors. Then we have Blushing Berries, which has been kind of the least used, but I do like the black. And then of course I dropped the brush because why wouldn't I? So again, a brush. I love this one. And then we have my favorite Dose of Colors, the one that I discovered Dose of Colors with, and this is the Baked Browns. I like that it has this kind of maroon color in it. Classic favorite. Love Love the formula. Can't go wrong. Let's get into my ABH palettes. This is the ABH Prism. This was from Christmas, I think 2 years ago. I just used this one the other day whenever I did, I used like the Marc Jacobs glitter on the lid. I actually did this color and this color right here, and that was it. And then I used the Marc Jacobs black over the lid. Just a nice eclectic palette. I do like this formula. This was my very first ABH purchase, and I love it, still love it. Next we have the ABH Sultry palette. I wish that they had made like a coating over this that would have made it nice and like sleek and not scratchy and very smooth, but they didn't. This one I absolutely love. The shimmers, the vibe, the whole nine. I just try to show you how neutral it is. So this is another top. Next we have the ABH Soft Glam. This one might be my favorite one for the color story, for the shimmers, for the formula. I really thoroughly enjoy this. If you're going to try one, I would say start with Soft Glam. I feel like that's when the formula started to change, and it just gets better from there. Next we have the classic Modern Renaissance. I've dived into this. I like the mattes. It only has like 2 or 3 shimmers, and personally, I mean, obviously I can use some sultry shimmers. They go really nicely with this palette. Yeah, I feel like maybe I should make this video 2 parts because it's a lot. Then we have the very controversial Subculture, which you can tell I really like. I use this with no problems whatsoever. I think maybe they had reformulated and put out another batch, and I got another batch because this one works great for me. Love it. Looks really, really good on my hazel eyes. Then we have the ABH Riviera. This one I haven't used as much. I don't really know why, because I really like Mediterranean and seaside, and of course you can make very natural or very bougie bright looks. It's up to you. I do like the packaging on this one though. Last but not least, we have the ABH Norvina, which I really, really love the shimmers in here, but I really, really don't like the mattes in here, and I do not reach for this for that reason. Next we have Urban Decay Naked number 3. I used to use this quite a bit. Now I feel like there's really no depth, and when you do get to the depth, it shimmers, and I don't really want to use shimmers up here because it really shows my texture. Trying to keep that at a minimum. Next we have the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette. This one speaks for itself. Love this. Love the color story. I like where they're going with the Naked palettes now. I want the Naked Honey. I'm so excited about that one. That is like right up Ma's alley. Naked Heat is probably my favorite Naked palette that I have. This is my heart. I love this. I wore this the other day and I was like, oh, I know why I love you so much. And yes. All right. Next, we've got the Vault. I'm missing one because I would never wear the colors that were in it. This one is Armed and Gorgeous. I love that these have a mirror. I really like this one for the green color in here. Again, it looks really, really pretty on my eyes. So, yeah. Then we have Bling Boss, which I did a tutorial with this one the first time around and really did not like it. I've grown to quite love it, and it works best with an eyeshadow base. P. Louise, Urban Decay, whatever you want. That's the thing there. Yeah. Then we have Ring the Alarm, which I later got because it's so damn pretty. I got it for this color and this color because I love them so much. They're so dang pretty. Lolly and Bomb Ass. And I don't care what people say about Jaclyn Hill. I just like her, okay? Leave a bitch alone. Let her live her life. Don't buy her shit if you don't like her. I do. Bye. Moving on. Alright, next we have Urban Decay Beached eyeshadow palette. This is the first one that kind of folded back like this, and I quite like this one. I wish it had more mattes at the bottom, but it doesn't. I do have the Urban Decay one that flips over and it has blush on one side and it has eyeshadow on the other, but I keep it in my blush palette because I use it more for that. So there's that. Next we have a BoxyCharm item. This is the Butter London Natural Goddess palette. I did use some of these shimmers and I quite like the color Star. Of course, the green color there. Super, super pretty. Looks fab with my eye color. I don't think I would ever just go out and buy Butter London, but yeah. Urban Decay Moon Dust. Bought this one off the Facebook Market. It was barely used. I hold on to it because I don't have other colors like this, and I really like it. I like Galaxy, I like Element, and I like Light Year. Those are like the tops. Alright. Next, take that out of there. We have little minis from Urban Decay. We have the Naked 2 Urban Decay Basics. The first Basics is like really big, and this is just the mini Basics. Very basic. Then you have the Urban Decay Aphrodisiac, which is one of my favorites. Of course it would be because Heat is one of my favorites. So, there's that. Two more Urban Decay. We have Urban Decay Shortcut. This is from the Born to Run palette. They made minis that had different colors. And of course you know I had to have it because it's a maroon color story. Duh. Don't use it a lot though. Didn't like the way that it wore. It just wasn't my fave. Urban Decay Born to Run. I like that this mirror folds all the way back. I don't use this a lot. I use it for the green, and I've used it a couple of times for these colors up here. It's just not my favorite formula, and everybody's so... they just loved it so much. But I was just like, it's okay. Let me go grab another drawer. Okay, I decided I'm not going to split it up. We're doing this video. Alrighty then. Next we have one that I got in an Ipsy glam bag. This is the Balm in the Balm of Your Hand, Volume 2. Comes with eyeshadows, bronzer, and a blush. These can also be used as eyeshadows. So, yeah. I wish that the eyeshadow blush duo kind of trio thing here, I wish it was more diverse, because I feel like these three colors are exactly the same. One is shimmer, one's not shimmer, and one's just a little bit lighter. Very plain Jane, if you ask me. Urban Decay Back Talk. This has the blush and highlighter. It has the removable mirror. And then it has the eyeshadow palette. I haven't used this in a long time, but when I first got it, it was like what I used every day for blush, for highlighter, for eyes, and everything. You know, Morphe 35F. This is their old school packaging. No mirror, lots of colors, very maroon, very neutral, very kind of repeat yourself, you know what I mean? I don't buy a lot of Morphe anymore, but when I first started out, financially it made more sense to buy these palettes. This is the 3502 Second Nature. They changed their packaging a little bit here. I loved this. It was so fiery and red and orange and lovely, but again, a lot of repeat colors. I don't ever reach for it. I'm not gonna lie to you at all. Next, we have the Sephora Pro Pigment Palette in New Nudes. Nice, wonderful mirror. They are like $68, but for the amount of colors that you get, the mirror that you get, the quality that you get, you really can't beat it. This is a wonderful everyday palette. If you really like these tones, I would say go and get it. Every color in here is different. Nothing is a repeat. Nothing is the same. I love the quality of this. They did really, really good with these. Next, we have some Violet Voss Pro Like a Boss. This was the very first Violet Voss eyeshadow palette I ever bought. Had nice maroons, golds, greens, all the things that I like. I like the color Extra. Of course I would. Sorry, I guess I'll just start setting these over here. This color Extra is like a greeny, golden, sort of bronzy. I don't know, I just really liked it. The Violet Voss Pro hashtag my holy grails came in a boxy charm, and yeah, these are holy grails. Love this color. It pulls a little bit more pinky than maroon, but it's okay. Alright, next, my eyeshadow palettes are falling over here, so let me grab a couple and then lean these back. Alright, here we go. We have the Dose of Colors Desi X Katie. When I first got it, I used this palette all the time. Love the colors in here. A nice purpley green, a nice blue, a nice goldy green, a couple of very classic colors. Very plain Jane if you look at it from here, and a little more fun if you look at it from here. Mirror, packaging, A+. Next we have a Boxy Charm eyeshadow palette. This is Alamar Cosmetics. Love these two shimmers up here. I use these more than anything else in the palette, but overall this is a really, really good formula and up and coming, you know what I mean? Some nice brushes, some other things that they kind of have going for themselves. Makeup Forever Starlit Glitter. This is my first ever Makeup Forever eyeshadow or eyeshadow palette. These are all shimmer, kind of glitter topper colors. They're all very pretty. They're all duochrome and shimmery. So shimmery. Huda Beauty New Nudes. This reminds me a lot of the Kevin Aquan one, where it's not a lot of browns, you know what I mean? And then she came up with this sort of concealer color in here. It's kind of dried out for me, honestly, now. It's, yeah. I'm not crazy about her glitter shimmer formula, but they're so coveted. How could you not try them? Next is the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. Yeah, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Of course, I love this color story. And Cosmo down here is kind of difficult to work with, but if you get the ABH glitter glue, you're sort of in business. I need to shop my stash with these too. The Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered. I know there was a lot of controversy about this being remastered and brought out again. I do not have the original, but they used it on me in store at Pinnacle Hills Mall, Sephora in Arkansas, and I gotta tell you, I liked the original one much better. In this one, I really like the color Dubai. It's just super flattering, and then of course this bottom row is really nice. The mattes are an exceptional formula, not gonna lie. That's probably my favorite out of her stuff though, you know what I mean? Next, we're gonna get into some goodies. First, I have the Jeffree Star Thirsty palette. This one is, of course, the first of its kind. It was a different formula. I don't thoroughly enjoy the formula on this one as compared to other Jeffree Star palettes, but the shimmers in here were kind of revolutionary, and other people started doing them after Jeffree did, so love it for that. Next is probably my favorite Jeffree Star palette there ever was, color-wise and aesthetically pleasing. This is the Blood Sugar palette. I really, really enjoy this palette. Again, if you take away the top row or the bottom row, you have a very neutral fun pop of color kind of palette, and you can't beat the packaging on this. It's so fun to travel with because it's not easily breakable, and it's really, really, really nice. Okay, next you have its sister or brother, Blood Sugar, Blue Blood, sorry. This palette was a no-go for me. I reviewed this palette, just a no-go for me. I couldn't get it to work. So it looks pretty. I'm a collector of Jeffree Star though, so I ain't mad at you. Oh my gosh, dropping things. Here I come. Okay, last three in here. We have the Kylie Jenner Nice palette. Got this one for Christmas when it came out. I know she not reformulated it, but repackaged it and put it out again. I don't like the Kylie eyeshadow formula. I like her complexion products. I like her lip kits, the velvet ones, but I just don't care for her eyeshadows. Not at all. I like her bronzers. I like her highlighters. I like her lip kits. Everything else, just not her eyeshadows. first and only Lorac Pro Los Angeles palette. This came with one of their eyeshadow primers. Got this one when I was visiting my partner out of state, and really like it. I like the formula, I like the color, I like Lorac. Fun story, Lorac's owner name is Carol, C-A-R-O-L. There you go. If you didn't know, now you know. Crown. I love Crown Brush. You can go to crownbrush.com. The link is always down below. I do have an affiliate code with them. I do get 10% of whatever your purchase is. Whatever 10% you get taken off is the 10% commission that I get. So if you spend $30, I get $3. It's not huge. It's very minute, but I do like to be upfront with you. So code Life of Jen, all caps, for 10% off. That does include sale items. So this came in a boxy charm, and that's when I got on Crown Brush and asked if I could be an affiliate, and got some brushes and have been in love ever since. This formula is so good. Try it out if you have not. Okay, we are to the last and final drawer. This one I feel like would be best if I put it in my lap and just pulled out of here and put back, because this is my biggest one. But at least I'm organized. So let's start on the right hand side. We have the Laura Sanchez Moods palette. I believe I got this in an ipsy or a boxy charm. Came with a brush, 2 highlighters, and 8 eyeshadows. These are them. Haven't really got much use out of this, but I'm sure it's wonderful. Next is the Pure Festival palette. This came in a boxy charm box. I felt like I had all of these colors 10 times over, so it just has not been that fun for me. Next is another boxy charm palette. This is the Pure Nightingale. This comes with a small mirror, 6 eyeshadows, and 4 blush / highlighters. Don't get a lot of use out of this either. Next, we have some ColourPop stuff, because I love ColourPop. This is the ColourPop Double Entendre. This, of course, is a 16 eyeshadow palette pan. Very neutral, very user-friendly, very nice price point. Next is the ColourPop I Think I Love You. I got a lot of use out of this one. I don't reach for it much anymore because it's in this drawer. This is my not so used palettes, but I should probably shop my stash and use some of them. The next is the Cute AF ColourPop palette. It's actually the Yes Please. So I think they've changed the packaging on this. This color story is my life. I love this. It goes Sweet Talk palette, this palette. If you guys want to see me rank my ColourPop eyeshadow palettes, leave a comment below and I will get to that for you. Next we have the Wander Beauty Wondrous palette. Gotta say, not my favorite formula. They're kind of like a cream to powder kind of formula. Those two greens are very similar. But yeah, there's only one matte in this palette, so that's why it doesn't really scream to me to use this palette. But it's not terrible. Then I had a ColourPop Create Your Own, but I actually took a lot of them out of here. This is just the Create Your Own palette, so those are the 3 that I have in here. Love this for the top, you know, the crease color, and then we'll do outer corner with this one. So love my singles. Next we have the All I See Is Magic ColourPop palette that was at Sephora for holiday, I think 2 years ago. Didn't get a lot of use out of this, but now the colors seem really popular, so maybe I'll pull this one out again. Next we're going to dive into the KKW Glam Bible 6 pan palette, if I don't break it. This one, I thought, oh my god, I love these colors, this green is fab, there's only one shimmer, it's going to be so easy to use, and I think I just need some natural hair brushes to make the eyeshadow formula work, because it doesn't really work for me. I don't know. I don't know. I got these for Christmas. So KKW eyeshadow palette. This is, I think this is the Blossom palette. Maybe this is the Classic Blossom. Yeah, maybe Classic Blossom. Haven't used it a whole bunch, but I think I did a review tutorial with it right after Christmas, so you might go back and look for that. This one is the Classic Blossom. I haven't used this one at all, so I'm going to pull this one out and do it as a Shop My Stash, and try to get some use out of it this week. So we'll set that to the side. Next, we're going to jump into my Moonstruck Addiction palettes by Unique. This one is so loved. This can be an eyeshadow palette, a bronzing palette, for your eyebrow palette, for your contour palette. This can be an all-in-one palette, and I really, really love it for that. As you can tell, I'm almost like about to hit pan on a couple of these. Covet the number one. So, so good. Alright, then we have number 2 Addiction palette. This is great for smoky eyes. Somebody likes to do very dark, vampy eye every day. Then we have the number 3 Addiction palette. This is so good. It's pinks, it's purples, it's smoky, it cannot. It's so fabulous. I love this color right here more than any of them. It's called Tickled. And I also love this one here called Cheeky. Get a lot of use out of this one. Then we have, of course, I'm a Unique presenter, so if you want to buy Unique, my link is down below. I do make a 10% commission off of what you buy. This is the number 4. If you like blues, if you like bronzes, this is the palette for you. Wore this to my partner's brother's wedding. I look back at that makeup look and think, oh my god, how did she even walk with me anywhere? That's love. Then we have the number 5, which is one of my favorites. This is Everything Wonderful Gold, Orange, Pink, Purple, Magenta, Silver. You want color? You got it. I don't have the number 6, but I do have the Moonstruck Addiction Anniversary Edition palette. Ta-da! So pretty. So lovely. One of a kind. I don't have any other palettes like this. Then we have a little bit of drugstore. This is Drew Barrymore's brand Flower Beauty. Came with a brush. Comes with some really nice colors. I kind of wanted to dupe it with the Adeline Morin, the Yes Please, and the Sunset palette by Natasha Denona. So if you'd like to see a video like that, let me know. Next is another BoxyCharm item, Ace Beauté. This I haven't really used that much, but the colors are really, really absolutely pretty. Another Boxy is Protege by Suva Beauty. Comes with 2 highlighters, 6-pan eyeshadow palette. The highlighter formula is fab in here, so if you've never tried them and are wanting to, maybe you just get a highlighter. This is the Morphe 15B Brunch Date. Got this in a BoxyCharm, and I have never used it, but I really like the color story. Full-size mirror in that one, really nice. Then we have another Boxy. This is the Nightingale by Pretty Vulgar. Never been used. Not my thing. It's just not my thing. I didn't see very good reviews on it either. I also have a Norvina palette, an extra one eyeshadow. Broken this one. They sent me another one. I have this listed on my Poshmark, my Facebook Market, and I was going to do a giveaway with it, but nobody wanted to enter the giveaway, so I guess that tells me what I need to know about that palette. Makeup Forever, my first single eyeshadow purchases, orange, pink, and purple. They were really calling to me, and this formula is divine. These 2 colors here will stain your eyes though. Buyer beware. Next we have the NARS Narcissist Wanted palette. Just wore this one the other day to work. Love the green color in here. Love the different formulas. NARS does test on animals. If you don't like that, you may not like their brand. I like their brand. I would prefer that you test on a rat before you test on a human. That's my 2 cents. Like it or don't like it. Kat Von D. Don't care about her personal life. Love her kid. Love her makeup. Thank you. This is the Rust palette. Used this one really quite a bit when I got it. I have a nice dent in this color as a nice transition shade. I would recommend any of her stuff to you because it's all really nice. Smith & Colt, got this in an Ipsy Glam Bag Plus. I am not a fan of this formula, and it comes with the old school sponge, and brushes will not work with this formula. You have to use the sponge that's in here to get any color payoff from this. Next we have the Kat Von D Lolita palette. Oh my god. The liner that came out with this not only matches fabulously, but this eyeshadow palette is like the thing that dreams are made of. It's an all matte palette, and I love it. Love the artwork as well. Next, we have the Kat Von D Metal palette. This comes with all mattes and a row of shimmers that are the exact same color as the mattes. And when I first got this, I used it every single day. This one I haven't really used at all. It's the Kat Von D 10-year anniversary. I will tell you that if you were wanting this and you didn't get it, you can go to crownbrush.com, use code LifeOfJenn for 10% off, and they have a hella good dupe for this palette, and the formula is better than this one. Next, we have the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye in Shimmer. I've always wanted the matte one, but I feel like I'm too late to the game to go and get it. But yeah. Next, we have some Too Faced palettes that I'm not crazy about anymore. When I first got them, I thought they were very innovative and super cool. I do like the green and the gold in here, but for the most part, this formula sucks. Save your money. I do have the other one. This is the Razzleberry one. This is the first one that I got, and I quite liked it when I got it. I used it quite a bit, but again, I don't like the formula. Then we have Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. Everybody loves this palette. I rarely use it. It only has 4 mattes, and for the one I do like, it's called Rich Girl right here. Really pretty. I just can't get a full eye look out of it, so I don't really reach for it. If you like shimmers, you might really like it. Next, we have the Ipsy and Tetris. This eyeshadow palette was something that I'm sure gamers would love. I did get this out the other day and look at it because the green in here, I was trying to figure out if I would use it. So I like the green, and I really like these kind of colors over here. I just don't dig the blue. I feel like the blue didn't go with it at all. Like, at all. I just wish they had done something different with it. I haven't used this one, but I'm going to pull it out. Try to. Next, we have the Too Faced Natural Matte Palettes. These I use for bridal makeup. I do a lot of bridal makeup for weddings, and these are some of the palettes that I use, along with the Stila glitter shadows. Next, we have the Too Faced White Peach. I really liked this when I first got it. I feel like the Palm Beach palette is a cross between this one and this one. They just married it and tried to make it a new vibe palette, which to me, it's not. I won't be getting that one. But I really like this one. I like the peaches and the oranges. Glistening Peach here is my favorite color in the palette. It's very reflective and pretty, and I love that. The next one, the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes. This was my first purchase from Too Faced. The Peachy Mattes are my favorite. I love this palette. I love this formula. I love this color story. It's very mapped out for you. You can go across the row like this, or you can go like this, or you can go in quads. Go in quads. Go in quads. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of different things. I got lipstick on this that you can do with this palette, and I rather like it. Next, we have the Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. This has some mattes and some shimmers. It's a very good sister to the Natural Mattes, which I use for bridal makeup as well. So they're kind of like the two I always take. This is the Tartist Pro. This is the first one. Very cool and mapped out for you. Top row plus your shimmer. Second row, your shimmer. It's got like your lid color. You know what I mean? So this one is, you can use it however you want, but it's mapped out. Very easy makeup for dummies kind of palette. You're not dummies, but you know what I mean? I got it, so I must be a dummy. Who cares? Next, Got this in an Ipsy box. I'm pretty sure this is the Violet Voss HQ fun sized eyeshadow palette. Comes with a mirror, and the color story is fabuloso. Fabuloso. Love that. Next, we have some little Huda minis. First, we have the Gemstone palette. I don't really reach for this at all because it's all shimmers, but it's pretty. Next is one that I do reach for quite a bit. This is the Mauves palette, and I love it. That's all there is to say about that. This one is my next favorite. Love this. I do want the Topaz 9-pan palette that she has, but I like this Coral Obsessions as well. Next, we got this one in an Allure Beauty Box with Nikki Tutorials. This was my first experience with Juvia's Place. I really liked this palette, which is why I went out and got the Coral palette, but it was a no-go, little buddy. Morphe 9C Jewel Crew. This one's really pretty. I like this purple color down here. I just like the motif of this, but I don't ever reach for it because I just don't. There's better formulas than the Morphe formula, you know? And I kind of, yeah. Tarte Foil Finger Paints Eyeshadow Palette came out right after Christmas a couple of years ago. I jumped on this one, and I used these two quite a bit in the inner corner. These are very creamy eyeshadow palette. They came out with some nice 3-pan ones this year. I quite like them. I just don't ever use it. I don't use cream shadow a lot. I say that, but I did use cream shadow today. Some Unique and Mally for just a quick, like, get out the door and take my kid to see the second It movie. So we'll see how he likes that. Tarte Maneater. Love this. Full-size mirror. Maroons. A little bit of pink. A little bit of brown. A little bit of zhuzh. Really like this color and this color the best. I would recommend this. Then we have another one I got in some sort of subscription box. This is the Tarte Big Dream Big. It's okay. It's a lot of shimmers. There's only 2 mattes in this palette, and I'm not down with that, you know. These I got Laura Geller, and I've never used them. Laura Geller Flirty Friday. So they have like the days of the week. Flirty Friday, highlighter, blush, quad eyeshadow. I don't hate them. I obviously like them. I bought them. I just don't ever use them. Then you have Saturday Style. Just go ahead and take this out of here. I like the blush and the highlight in here. I don't really care for the quad. I need to use these. I really do. And then Sunday Fun Day. This is probably my favorite. It's got the quad. It's got the blush. It's got the highlighter. I'm going to take this one out and force myself to use it. This might be my favorite Tarte thing that they've ever done. This was the Love, Trust, and Fairy Dust. Love the packaging on this. Love the mirror, and I love the layout. I love that you have a highlighter slash inner corner slash whatever you want to use it for. And then you have like a purpley, maroon, pink, brown little flower to use. I love the blush that went with this. I also have that. I would definitely recommend this. If you could get your hands on it, I would. We're almost to the end. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea eyeshadow palette. Got this in a boxy charm. I still haven't used it, so I think I might put this one in my giveaway pile. I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to use it. I'm going to put this in a giveaway for you guys. I've never even swatched it, so it's never been touched. Next, we have the Tartelette Toasted by Tarte. I have never used this palette. Not even once. I actually got it for half price, and I've never used it. Next, we have the Tartelette in Bloom eyeshadow palette. I bought this one off of Facebook Market. I used it a couple of times and haven't really reached into it anymore. It's very bland. Very bland. And I think this is my last but not least. This is the Be a Mermaid and Make Waves eyeshadow palette by Tarte. Love this eyeshadow palette. Love the packaging. Love the colors. It's actually very plain eyeshadow palette. Maroons, pinks, couple of pops of blue and green at the bottom. but otherwise very neutral, very tart-like, you know what I mean? That's it. So that's all of my eyeshadow palettes. It took an hour to do that. And that's it. So for those of you that requested to see my eyeshadow palette collection, there you have it. We're done. I do have some things on my wish list. The new Pat McGrath, the Bronze 6 or Mothership 6, I think is what it is. I think so. I'm going to watch some more reviews. Maybe ask for it for my birthday. I don't know. But if you want to see my face palette collection, if you want to see my highlighter collection, if you want to see my lipstick collection, I don't care. Whatever it is, let me know what you'd like to see next, and I'll try to make that my Tuesday video. Otherwise, I'm going to leave my shout out here because Tony is always commenting. She's always watching. She's always interacting. I just love that. Thank you so much for that. You're fabulous. And if you want to be featured in the next video, be the first person to comment on this video, and I will feature you and give you a shout out as well. Don't forget to hit the red button to subscribe, to leave a comment, to ring the bell so you get a notification when I upload every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. I'm doing very regular schedule now. Yeah, that's what I got. That's all I got. I'm out. I gotta go. I gotta relax. It's Sunday. See you later. Do good. Be good. You are good. Bye. This is not the blooper reel. I forgot. I have the Beauty Superstars. Look at that eyeshadow palette. I haven't even opened this yet. I really need to. It's been on my desk. I keep forgetting about it. And then I have the Beauty Chest by Profusion, which I won from Steph's Beauty. So I also have those. So I didn't want to be a liar. Now that's all.